Good evening and welcome to Up South, your one-stop destination for all the top news stories of the day from South India. With me, T.S. Sudhir. We start Up South with some news coming in from Bengaluru, where the principal of the school where a 3-year-old student of pre-nursery was allegedly sexually assaulted by a security guard on Monday has now been arrested. That's because no police verification nor a mandatory background check of that particular security guard was done in the school, which is now mandatory as per Bengaluru police laws. And this is in violation of the school guidelines which were laid out by the Bengaluru police. Let's listen in to what the Bengaluru police had to tell India Today.
We have arrested the watchman who was involved in this heinous act, and in the course of investigation we have come to know that the school watchman, the particular accused, the police verification has not been done. We have issued executive directions to all the schools, which consist of 9 points. The verification from the police department has to be done. If it would have been done it, so that guy would have not indulged in this particular act. Therefore, we have taken the case against the school also.
Right. Joining me now from Bengaluru is my colleague Pratibha Raman. Pratibha, it's quite interesting that they've actually arrested the principal, basically fixing responsibility on the head of the institution if any of those guidelines are violated. Now, that should serve as a lesson to all the school managements in Bengaluru, right?
Well, indeed, Sudhir, because soon after the guidelines was issued last year, when a similar such incident did occur in one of the premium schools and it caused major civil society outrage, and they had found that 180 schools did not really follow all these guidelines, soon after which the High Court too had cracked the whip against the Education Department, making sure that a committee is set up that will monitor the implementation of these guidelines. Now, in this particular case, this has been one of the first cases in this particular year where a case of POCSO has been registered where the incident has happened inside the school premises. So that makes it all the more mandatory for the Bangalore police to ensure that these guidelines are being strictly implemented, strictly followed by all these schools. And that is why such a stringent action has been taken by the Bangalore police. And they have also set up sections like the 188, where it says that an order that has been promulgated by the public servant has been disobeyed. And this has further endangered the life of a 3-year-old here in this case, so which also makes it really very severe in this particular case. How did a police verification not take place when it has been a mandatory guideline before a school recruits the person or any kind of staff inside the school? And we'll have to further see what kind of interrogation is done. Why wasn't the police verification really not done? And are there many such schools that really take it for granted in such cases?
Right.
Sudhir.
Right. Pratibha Raman, thanks a lot for joining us with all those details from Bengaluru. Some disturbing news from Kerala, where a 24-year-old former journalist has been found to be working with the ISIS, according to intelligence officials in Kerala. Officials say that he joined the ISIS about a year ago. He was working at a regional newspaper in Palakkad district of Kerala and then left to Qatar to work as an international reporter for the same newspaper. Now, the newspaper is run by the National Development Front, an organization in Kerala set up to focus on socio-economic issues of minorities with special focus on Muslims in Kerala. Now, after working in Palakkad, he left to Qatar, where he was also working as an accountant and DTP operator, after which he left to Syria. Now, he put out inflammatory posts on Facebook starting November 2014. Some of the posts, which we are showing on your screen right now, showed pictures of those fighting with him in Syria, videos of jihadis, including children, posts welcoming Muslims across the world to join the holy war. The intelligence officials are keeping a close watch on his activities and on his Facebook posts, which have been activated and deactivated off and on. Joining me now from Thiruvananthapuram is my colleague Revati Rajivan. Revati, what's the information that the Kerala Intel has on him, and is he seen as a lone wolf operating, or was he able to indoctrinate many more youngsters to his way of thinking?
Well, the intelligence officials had put him under the scanner about a year ago itself, but so far they have not found any threat from him. He's quite active on Facebook, but goes on and off the radar very frequently. Also changes names very often. But what the intelligence officials are more concerned is about what his activities on social media could do to youngsters back home. Because if you see his posts, they spew venom and hatred. And police officials say that this is too strong for the young impressionable minds to be swayed.
Right. Revati, you have been in touch with his family and friends in Palakkad districts. What are they telling about him? Were they aware of his activities?
Getting information about him has been extremely difficult because his friends and family back home are frightened. Ever since the information came out that he is working for the IS or the Al-Qaeda, they've also been under the scanner, and they feel that they're being targeted for something that one among them has done. Also, some of them have told me off camera that they were in touch with this journalist on WhatsApp and Facebook, but distanced themselves from him after they came to know what he had got himself into. And they do realize that in this web of terror that is spreading through social media, anyone, even a Facebook friend, could be ensnared.
Right. Revati Rajivan, thanks a lot for joining us there from Thiruvananthapuram. Staying with news from Kerala, do you want to own a dog in Muvattupuzha municipality near Ernakulam in Kerala? In that case, you will have to deal with a lot of red tape before you decide to roll out the red carpet for your pup.
This municipality in Muvattupuzha in Kerala wants to keep an eye on dogs and their owners. So every dog owner now has to fill up a form and deposit a fee of 300 rupees along with the dog's photograph. Grappling with over 1 lakh cases of dog bites last year, most of them apparently by pet dogs abandoned by their owners, this Sarkari intervention is to keep an eye on such dog owners.
നിലവിൽ നഗരങ്ങളിലോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നാട്ടിൻപുറത്തുള്ള തെരുവ് നായ്ക്കൾക്ക് അവർക്ക് ഭക്ഷണം ശേഖരിക്കാനുള്ള കഴിവുണ്ട്. വീടുകളിൽ നിന്നും തള്ളിവിടുന്ന പ്രായമാകുമ്പോൾ പുറത്തേക്ക് വിടുന്ന നായ്ക്കൾക്ക് അതിന് ആഹാരം ശേഖരിക്കാനുള്ള കഴിവില്ല. കാരണം അവർക്ക് നായയുടെ കൂട്ടിൽ തന്നെ ഭക്ഷണം എത്തിച്ചു കൊടുത്ത് അങ്ങനെ ഭക്ഷണം കഴിച്ചുള്ള ശീലമാണുള്ളത്. തുടർന്ന് ഉള്ള ഒരു പഠനത്തിലാണ് ഈ വീടുകളിൽ നിന്നും പുറത്താക്കപ്പെടുന്ന പട്ടികൾക്ക് അങ്ങനെ ഭക്ഷണം ശേഖരിക്കാനാവാതെ തെരുവുകളിലൂടെ അലഞ്ഞ് പട്ടിണി കിടന്ന് പ്രകോപിതരായിട്ടാണ് നായ്ക്കൾ ഈ മനുഷ്യനെ യാതൊരു പ്രകോപനവുമില്ലാതെ ആക്രമിക്കുന്നത്.
Babu says there have been over 30 cases of dog bites in the last 2 months in the Muvattupuzha municipality. Anil Kumar is among those who was bit recently by a dog.
നമ്മളപ്പുറം വീടിന് മുറ്റത്തേക്ക് ഇതുപോലെ എന്തോ ഒരു അനക്കം കേട്ട് മുറ്റത്തേക്ക് ഇറങ്ങി തൊട്ടടുത്ത് പട്ടി വന്നു. ഓടിക്കാൻ പോലും പറ്റിയില്ല. നമ്മുടെ മുമ്പിലേക്ക് ചാടി കയറി കയ്യിലേക്ക് പിടിച്ച് കടിച്ച് വിടിയിക്കാൻ നോക്കിയിട്ടൊന്നും വിടുന്നില്ല. കുറച്ചുകൂടെ ദൂരം കൊണ്ടുപോയിട്ട് പട്ടി ഒന്നും വിട്ടേച്ച് അടുത്ത സ്ഥലത്തിടും കയറി കടിച്ചു. അതിൻ്റെ ഓണർ വന്നു. ഓണറെ കടിച്ചായിരുന്നു വന്നത്. ഓണറെ വീട്ടിലങ്ങണ്ട് അടിയും കണ്ട് കൊടുത്തിട്ട് പട്ടി കടിച്ചിട്ട് വന്നു. അവിടെ നമ്മുടെ അമ്മയുടെ അനിയത്തിൻ്റെ വീട്ടിൽ 2 ആടിനെയൊക്കെ കടിച്ച് അതിലൊരു ആട് ചത്തുപോയി. പക്ഷേ ഓണർ കൊണ്ടാൻ വന്നപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെയുള്ള ആൾക്കാരൊക്കെയാണ് കൂടി കൊടുത്തു വിട്ടില്ല.
Dog owners say this will make their tribe more responsible about taking care of their pets.
അത് നല്ല കാര്യമല്ലേ. പുതിയ ഒരു കാരണം വെച്ചാൽ പട്ടിയോടുള്ള ആൾക്കാർക്ക് ലൈസൻസായി അതിന് മറ്റുള്ള അസുഖങ്ങൾ വരെ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കാൻ പറ്റും.
If this municipality's experiment results in a reduction in case of dog bites, other towns in Kerala are also likely to follow suit. With Revati Rajivan, Bureau Report, India Today.
There have been a lot of protests against what the Kerala government is doing as far as putting the dangerous dogs to sleep is concerned. And actor Vishal is one among them. In fact, he also sat on a protest recently. He joins me now from Chennai. Vishal, over 1 lakh people were bit by dogs in 2014-15 in Kerala. And the Kerala government, in fact, all political parties believe that there is a strong case to put dangerous dogs to sleep. Why are you objecting to such a move?
No, see, going by the data, I would like to correct, or I would like to be corrected on this. From what information I have received is that there has been mass killing of stray dogs. The number of bites that have been registered have been mostly from domestic dogs, like home dogs, like brought up in houses. Only a few cases were from the street dogs. But to be really honest, this whole thing of me coming together as Vishal, the animal welfare activist, not as the actor, was to give out a voice out or opinion that killing is not a solution. It is not that we were protesting against the Kerala government or trying to send a strong signal or a message. It was just a petition. We wanted to go on a very peaceful strike saying that killing is not an option. There are so many other drives such as vaccination and sterilization, birth control measures. And to be really honest, when I did a study, it is against the law. The law says, the Prevention for Cruelty to Animals Act says killing is not a solution at all. So based on that, we decided to do a signature petition and pass it on saying that please stop killing of stray dogs.
Right. Vishal, you would also be aware of the fact that there is a Boycott Kerala online campaign that is on. Given the fact that you're objecting to this kind of a treatment given to dogs in Kerala, do you support such a campaign?
That's a really stupid move. Whoever has started that, I think nowadays any small thing is being politicized, maybe for their own pleasure or maybe for any other wrong reason. I mean, I don't know why this so-called term called Boycott Kerala would arise out of a small protest seeking like advice or just passing on information that please stop killing of stray dogs. That's it. It's period. It stops there. It's not the question of a state against a state or a state the people of one state against pitching something against another state. Boycott Kerala is really a stupid move because, with due respect, Kerala is the most literate state in the country, and I love that state, and I've visited that state for work and for on a vacation, and my films are being released over there, and I have a lot of Malayali friends. So I completely disapprove of that movement called Boycott Kerala. This is definitely some kind of a motivated move just to just to prove a wrong point. That's what I would say.
Right. Vishal, thanks a lot for joining us there from Chennai on this very important story coming from Kerala. The IT area of Hyderabad embarked on a car-free Thursday movement from today. The idea is to dissuade people from using their cars at least once a week and leave their cars behind and use public transport or cycle or even walk to work. And in fact, on day one, 10% of the 40,000 cars owned by people working in Hyderabad, which is the IT area, were left behind at home. A good start. Roughly 3 lakh software professionals work in this part of Hyderabad, and you can see shots, many people holding placards asking people not to drive to their workplace at least once a week on Thursday, and this movement will continue and will be known as Car-Free Thursdays. Joining me now from Hyderabad is Ramesh Loganathan, President of the Hyderabad Software Exporters Association and one of the brains behind this Car-Free Thursdays initiative. Ramesh, I must say that's quite a nice looking placard that you got made. So why are you not driving your car to work on Thursdays? What's the big idea?
Okay, while we have had fantastic infrastructure in the city, I think in the last 6 to 12 months, traffic has got really bad. Though it's still not as bad as other cities, and most of it, unfortunately, is being contributed by the IT industry. And one other thing we've noticed is in recent last 1 or 2 years, more and more people are buying cars much earlier in their careers. And we just thought we should do something about it, and we just have to reduce the number of cars on the road. And that was the kind of the genesis. One thing led to the other. The Ragari team mooted the idea. HICIA joined in, Cyber Security Council joined in, TSISC, government, TSRTC. Very quickly that it gathered a lot of momentum. And we said, why not we take a change initiative to bring awareness primarily that people can and should consider other forms of commute, and they're not bad. And so with that we started off. There's a massive campaign last 3 weeks. We worked with TSRTC. We got the buses, additional buses introduced today, and it's been fantastic. I think the social media is buzzing. At least people have taken note, and we'll keep the momentum on.
Ramesh, I did see a lot of people actually cycling to work or walking to their offices if they were actually staying close by. What, in your assessment, was the impact of the Car-Free Thursday movement on day one?
About 5,000 people have taken, additional people have taken the buses on those 3 routes that we focused on. And so which we are assuming most of them were people that have left cars home and have decided to take in the bus. The other thing we noticed is like a lot of cars on the road had 2 or 3 people, which we rarely see. I mean, other than driver-driven, self-driven cars, very rarely we see 2 or 3 people in the cars. And today we saw a lot of cars. So we're just, again, very difficult to verify the numbers, but looks like many people did take carpools. Did pool and then come to the office. There was one visible thing. Cycles, not too many because it's still not that safe. And we also didn't push cycling too hard. We are still working with the government and the police commissionerate to see how best to make that happen. So we will stay at it. We will get it done in the next few weeks. So this time around, cycle was more awareness.
Right, Ramesh Logarathan, I must say and compliment you on this great citizen initiative in Cyberabad and hope the rest of Hyderabad and many other cities will also emulate what you have done. Thanks a lot for joining us on Up South. That's it then on Up South this evening. News and updates will continue on India Today. Thanks for watching.